For breakfast this week, I'm making maple cinnamon rolls. I'm gonna pair this with some protein, maybe some eggs, some turkey bacon. Let me show you what you'll need. So you're going to need flour, sugar substitute of your choice. Of course, I'm using allulose. I do buy mine on Amazon. I will link it for you. Milk of your choice, vanilla extract, brown sugar substitute. I highly recommend Sucre Gold. You can also get that on Amazon, or Netrition, and Netrition is having their Black Friday sale, so I'll put all that information in the description box for you. Powdered sugar substitute, sugar-free maple syrup, instant yeast, butter or light butter, cinnamon, salt, and 2 eggs. The first thing we're going to do is add 2 3/4 cups of all-purpose flour to a bowl, 2 tablespoons of allulose, our packet of instant yeast, and some salt. And then we're going to stir to combine. To a small saucepan, I added 1/4 cup of butter, 1/2 cup of milk, 1/4 cup of water. And we're going to warm it on the stove just until the butter is melted and then allow it to cool for a couple of minutes. Then we're going to add our slightly cooled milk and butter mixture to the flour mixture, our vanilla extract, and our 2 eggs. And then we're going to mix until a soft dough forms. Then I'm going to transfer it to some saran wrap that I just placed on the counter. You can also do a floured surface, and we're just going to knead it for 5 to 7 minutes. Then we're going to spray our bowl with some nonstick cooking spray and put our dough into the bowl. Cover it with a clean towel and allow it to rise until about double in size, 1 to 2 hours. So I just pulled my dough. We're going to roll it out. I've got some saran wrap on the counter. We want about a 12 by 16. Then we've got 1/4 cup of butter or light butter. We're going to spread that right on top of the dough. Spread it out nice and even. And then our brown sugar cinnamon mixture, we're spreading that evenly on top. Drizzling our maple syrup right on top. Then we're going to roll up our cinnamon rolls. We're going to cut into 8 cinnamon rolls. Then I have my greased baking dish. We're just going to place those in, leaving a little bit of space in between each one. I'm going to cover the cinnamon rolls with that same towel for about 30 to 45 minutes. So our cinnamon rolls are ready to go into a 350-degree oven for 20 to 25 minutes or until they're cooked through. So I mixed together 1 cup of powdered sugar or powdered sugar alternative, maple syrup, and a little milk until we got this nice glaze consistency. And once our cinnamon rolls come out of the oven, cool for just a few minutes, we're going to drizzle it on top. Now that our cinnamon rolls are cooled, we're just going to add that glaze right on top. And there are homemade maple cinnamon rolls. Yes, please. These look incredible. I feel like I bought these from a bakery, but I made them at home. So let me go ahead and put all the information here on the screen for you. For this, let me show you what you'll need. So you're going to need spinach, sourdough bread. You can use any bread, but I'm going to do sourdough, turkey, cranberry sauce, brie cheese, butter or light butter, and then your panini maker. Again, I picked mine up off of Amazon. I think it might actually be on sale for Black Friday. I will link it down below for you. I've got my panini press warming up. To one side of the bread, we're going to add a little bit of butter, and we're going to spread that out. You want just a small amount. We're going to place that buttered side down onto our plate. We're going to add our turkey, our brie cheese, spinach, and then we're taking our other slice of bread, buttering one side, and then into our warmed up panini maker, we're going to place that buttered side down. Go ahead and add your 2 tablespoons of cranberry sauce. And then we're placing the other part of our sandwich on top. And then with the panini press, you want to push down. And then I usually try to slide my sandwich back just a little bit Continue to push down, and there is a lever on the side over here that you close. And that will make sure that you get a nice press on your sandwich. We're going to let it go until the light turns off. All right, light is off. Ooh, that looks incredible. And then we're just going to transfer it to a plate. And I typically pop it back on the panini press for just a few minutes before serving, and then we're going to repeat until we have our sandwiches pre-made for the week. So here are our panini sandwiches. These are pretty good size. I'll probably do half so that I can have it with something else, maybe some fruit on the side, but you can do the whole sandwich, of course, but like I said, these are pretty good size. I'll go ahead and put all the information here on the screen for a full sandwich, so the points and calories macros would be half if you went ahead and split it into two. Okay, so let me show you what you'll need. Powdered sugar or alternative of your choice, heavy whipping cream, pumpkin puree, vanilla. I'm using allulose again as my sugar substitute. Salt. I'm doing a graham cracker pie crust. The original recipe wants you to crush up Oreos with butter. Troy's not a huge chocolate person, so I'm just gonna do a regular graham cracker crust, which I think is less calories and points. So I'm gonna do that. Low-fat cream cheese ×2, pumpkin spice, and lemon juice. So the first thing I did is added a cup of heavy whipping cream to a glass or ceramic bowl. We're going to whip this until stiff peaks form, basically making our whipped cream. We're going to put this at the back of the refrigerator to keep it cold. You can also use light whipping cream. That's going to save you lots of calories and points. And then into a large bowl, I've added both of my bricks of cream cheese at room temp. We're adding 3/4 of a cup of allulose. Then we're going to mix until creamy. Then we're adding in our vanilla extract, lemon juice, pumpkin pie spice, salt, and a cup of pumpkin puree. And then we're going to mix until combined. And then we're going to gently fold in our whipped cream. We're going to spoon it into our prepared pie crust. Spread that out nice and even. And then you want to place it in the fridge for 8 hours or overnight until that firms up. And before serving, we'll mix together the rest of the heavy whipping cream with some powdered sugar, vanilla, and pumpkin pie spice, and we'll make a whipped topping for on top. And that's optional. You could eat it just like this as well.